seen raw power like this before. It didn't scare me then, but it does now. Let the past die. I need someone to show me my place in all this.
Fulfill your destiny.
Alright, I'm here with Evil E from Evil Laser. Got a couple of Star Wars theories I want to throw at you and see what you think.
Throw them.
Okay. They're regarding Snoke, by the way. Okay, so this is a possible spoiler, so go ahead and turn it off if you don't want to.
I will do a spoiler alert before this entire video.
Okay. First one. Snoke actually replaces the character of Darth Plagueis, meaning he is actually the true father of Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader.
Okay, I don't think so, because Disney still acknowledges that the prequels have been made, meaning that Darth Plagueis is still around, but I do think that Snoke could be the puppeteer to everything that has happened. Plagueis creating Anakin with the midichlorians and things like that, the Emperor's rise to power. They'll probably tie that Snoke is the big bad.
So is Snoke Plagueis?
No, I think Snoke influences Plagueis.
Whoa. Well, we've never met Plagueis, though.
Exactly,
so,
but we don't have to.
Okay. I would just say Snoke might be Plagueis, but next one. Okay. Snoke was actually in the original trilogy, and he was a royal guard, one of the red crimson guards that were always beside the Emperor Palpatine.
Again, back to the theory that Snoke, I believe that Snoke could be the puppeteer to the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, but I don't think he would have been a Crimson Guard, because all they did in Return of the Jedi was be in the room and then exit the room. And if they did a flashback sequence,
yeah,
that's the only footage we got.
That theory is probably based on that they're pushing the Praetorian Guards, the Red Guards, really hard in the advertising of the Last Jedi. So it's kind of like, you know, that's, I don't know. Okay, this next theory is kind of based on the lighter color eyes that they keep showing Snoke with, but it's not the person you probably think I'm going to say. So what if it's actually somehow Qui-Gon Jinn? And I base that on that Qui-Gon Jinn was one of the first Jedi Knights or Masters to learn how to use the Force and become a Force ghost. So what if he actually, you know, further figured out how to do stuff, and he manipulated how to actually come back into a different body? What do you think about that? It sucks.
No, it's not that it sucks. It's just that I don't see Qui-Gon being the big bad in this new trilogy, because granted, he was a Jedi Master that the Council didn't really like. He kind of broke some of the rules as far as like when to train people, how to train people with things like that. But I don't think that constitutes him creating a First Order and blowing up 5 New Republic planets with a Starkiller base. Like, I don't think that somehow down the line of whatever in writing, I just don't see how his motives came like that. Now, what I am thinking is that if like there is a good and a bad Force ghost, basically, if there's a yin and yang, almost how Kylo Ren was talking about Darth Vader, where Darth Vader was still talking to him.
Yeah.
So for some reason, that makes me think that there is a yin and yang Force ghost, because we saw Anakin at the end of Returns, and he was good. He was a Force ghost with his masters and things like that. So there's no way he would be talking to Kylo, talking about like being bad in the dark side and stuff like that, unless there was a yin and yang, or
right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if Qui-Gon is Snoke, then it could also be that Qui-Gon is the father of Anakin. Because remember, Qui-Gon was the only one that, well, he could have set it up that he actually discovered Anakin. Is that how it happened? He just kind of discovered Anakin living with his mom, or was he sent there by the Jedi Council?
No, the ship that had Amidala on it, or Padme, Obi-Wan, and all of them, it crash landed on Tatooine, or something got hurt, and they had to land on Tatooine, and they needed a new engine or converter or something like that for the ship. So they went to Guado, who was the slave owner of Anakin.
Guado, though, right? Or
Guado, yeah. Guado was the thing from last night at the Walmart.
Guido,
yeah.
Okay. Not Greedo. Did you lose your train
Yeah,
of thought?
I lost my
Okay.
train of
Well,
thought.
anyway, we were just trying to figure out how Qui-Gon actually discovered Anakin. See, what if that was all a setup? What if Qui-Gon was always going to get his son? Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
If Qui-Gon is Anakin's, but see, Qui-Gon can't manipulate midichlorians because Shmi Skywalker said there was no father. He was just born Messiah-like.
But if Qui-Gon is Snoke and Anakin's father, he can
But
do all
Plagueis
that.
is the one that controlled midichlorians.
Oh, okay, here you go. So, imagine Qui-Gon walked, or whatever, somehow planted
Anaconda.
All right. So what if Qui-Gon?
Anaconda, don't.
Well, none. All right. So what if Qui-Gon actually, was the father of Anakin, but he used the Force, like Anakin's mother said, or whatever. She said she had Anakin, but didn't have a father. But that's also the same power he has to bring himself back to life and put himself into a body of, Snoke's current body right now. So what if it's the same power? Anyway, moving on. Unless you have something to say.
I did see something online that I think in one of the books, Qui-Gon actually met Plagueis. They've met before.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's still canon, or I guess it is. But apparently if they've met, then that leaves a whole sort of web of theories.
Okay, next theory. What if Snoke is actually a clone that was generated from Luke Skywalker's hand that they found floating in space, along with the lightsaber that Maz Kanata gave to Rey? So basically, they would have found the hand, and they would have,
So
I guess the First Order or whoever would have grown the rest of the DNA from the hand, and it would have created a dark Luke of sorts. But this version of Luke ages faster because it's like clone technology, and we all know clones have an accelerated aging rate. So basically, I don't know, what color eyes does Luke Skywalker have?
Blue.
Okay, well, see, that's what I'm saying. Snoke has blue eyes, and it's either from Qui-Gon, which is a crazy theory, I'm sure, or it's either from Luke, or it's either from one of my Ezra, which is going to be another theory that I present today. But so yeah, what if Snoke is a dark Luke made from clone technology, and he's old because he's aged quicker than real Luke? So basically, you have a dark Luke versus a light Luke, the real Luke. What do you think?
I like that theory because I think it pays tribute to both prequel trilogy with clones and things like that, but also original trilogy because they talked about the Clone Wars, back in the very first Star Wars movie.
Okay, so what? Thumbs up? Maybe, possibly.
I don't think that's what they'll do, but I wish that's what they did.
Okay. All right. Last theory is Ezra from the Rebels cartoon.
Yes.
And I guess the theory goes that somewhere in the 4th season, which is the last season, right, he's going to get into a terrible accident, and that's going to explain the scarring of Snoke's body. And then some people say, and he also has the blue eyes. You can see that in the some of the marketing stuff for Force Awakens and Last Jedi. And the other thing is, some people say, well, the toy clearly shows that he's too tall. Like that Snoke is going to be pretty tall. And the explanation for that could be that under the robe, you actually can't see it, but Snoke is floating in the air. Basically, Ezra has been so damaged.
Right. He's half a body or something?
He could even have, what do you call it, cybernetics? Is that what it's called? Is that what Vader?
Yeah, that's why.
Half part machine, part man. Is that cybernetics or something else?
It's cybernetics. It's
okay.
Cybernetics.
Yeah, so basically he's got that going on underneath the cloak, and he's basically hovering around or floating, and that explains his height.
It would be cool if he was half a body under that cloak, and that was what was moving. But see, Star Wars is going to give you metal legs. They did it with Darth Maul. They did it with Darth Vader.
Well, either way, that explains his height, though.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't mind the floating, because that just shows how strong he is with the Force.
Yeah. He's just in a constant state of, force pushing the ground almost.
Yeah. That's believable. I mean, Yoda lifted the X-Wing and
Yeah, no. It's believable. It's fine.
But you think it's stupid?
No. It's just that he's healing. Snoke is clearly healing.
That, or he's fully formed, and he just was, the technology to make the new body or whatever wasn't all that. Hold on. Well, Yeah, I'm sorry. Or if we're sticking with the Ezra theory, yeah, he's healing. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, but see, if he was human, meaning like if he was just straight up Jedi healing himself,
Yeah.
I don't think they've introduced anything into the Star Wars new canon that a Jedi or a Sith or whatever being can siphon basically regenerative life into themselves using the Force. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's healing somehow. Somehow he is doing something, and the theory out there is that he's stealing Force energy from people, and that's what's healing his body. And I don't think a human's capable of that. But now, if it's the theory that Snoke...
Oh, he's got to be human.
You think he's human with how big his head is and how long his arms
he's human.
are?
They're trying to throw us off, man. He's human. He's been in a terrible accident, or he's either formed from clone technology.
Well, see, most people think it is Ezra because he wears a black ring, and the black ring is a black kyber...
Okay. No, I'm agreeing. Yeah.
Okay. So he has a black ring. The black ring is the kyber crystal to the dark saber, which is a black Mandalorian, one of the first lightsabers made by a Mandalorian or something like that. They've changed it. There used to be a book years ago called Dark Saber, and they completely turned it into something else. It's now one of the first lightsabers from the Mandalorian Jedi or something like that. But anyway, it's the stone on his finger, and the Dark Saber was rewritten into Rebels, basically. So that's the weird thing, is it's like...
It's connected. It's in front of us, man.
They're connecting
it's in front
lines.
of us.
Like,
right in front of us.
He's either Ezra... or he's Benicio del Toro's character, who's hiding, almost like in Order 66 when all the Jedi went into hiding and stuff like that. Because...
he's a Jedi that didn't get killed?
No. Well, yeah, he didn't get killed, but he...
Wait, Ezra is...
Hold on.
What are we saying?
Ezra did not happen with Order 66. His master did.
Oh, okay. You're saying Ezra is either...
he's in hiding from Snoke or
and
whatever.
Benicio del Toro is going to play Ezra.
Right. But see, Benicio del Toro's character's name is like DJ Bento or something like that.
Supposedly.
Yeah, it's a weird name. But his toy has a gun. He doesn't have a lightsaber, but he's in some cool attire. Okay. So here's what I think. Because someone did the thing where Benicio del Toro has a scar on his left cheek, so does Ezra.
So does Snoke, right?
Like everyone
he has it in the top of his head.
Like everyone has this scar on their cheek.
Right.
But everyone thinks that one of the twists is... Not everyone, but some people think that the twist is going to be... Ezra is there, but he's Benicio del Toro's character.
I could see
and then
that.
he whips out a lightsaber, but he dies or something.
Gotcha.
Like something's gonna happen. But anyway, I don't know.
Is that all the theories so far?
I think so.
Okay. Well, the reason I believe it's got to be one of these theories is because I just can't believe that they would write Snoke as a complete stranger from a distant galaxy, or just from somewhere else, or that has been in hiding the whole time through all the original trilogies and stuff. I just don't think that that's strong writing to make a character up out of nowhere and him have any relevance in this new trilogy. I just feel like Star Wars, for anything to matter, it has to be connected back to something else. Yeah. And that's why I think it has to be one of these theories, or it's something else.
Here's a theory that I've heard that I've built upon, is that Snoke is from the Old Republic. He is an enemy from ancient times.
Yeah.
He's not even Sith, he's not Jedi, he's just a force-hungry entity, basically, that uses it to keep himself alive, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think what this will do is, if they go, no, he's his own bad guy from the Old Republic times, then that leaves Disney to go into cash cow mode and create episode 10, 11, 12 all in the Old Republic, fleshing out Snoke. Which predates
prequels?
Yeah, by like 3,000 years or 5,000 years. Like, it's way back then.
Gotcha.
But see, that's a stretch, but they would make so much money if they did a Old Republic trilogy movie.
I mean,
that brought in Revan, that brought in the Shans, brought in all this stuff. But anyway,
I've heard you say that theory before. It just seems to me that everyone would go,
it's true.
It's so far disconnected.
Yeah, it's so just like, you could write anything into Star Wars at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
Snoke has got to be somebody that's going to take our breath away when we figure out who he is. It's got to be. I mean, if you want to make a good movie, it's got to be. But if you just want to make a so-so movie that nothing really matters, then I don't know.
Right, then you could write anything in. You could write any bad guy in. You could write anything. I mean, you could do anything at this point if Snoke is his own bad guy.
Bad
Star
guys
Wars
could keep showing up out of nowhere.
Yeah, like Star Wars. I mean, it's basically the anime thing where bad guys, like the next bad guy's just a stronger thing,
Right.
and they show up out of nowhere from the most random things.
Yeah. All right. Percentages. Well, I don't know. Maybe not percentages, but which theory, if you had to choose one that we said today, you have to choose one. Which one do you think's the strongest? And you'd put your money on.
Ezra's Snoke.
Ezra is Snoke. Okay.
Yeah.
Mine is going to be split between Qui-Gon Jinn finding a way to bring himself back, or Ezra. That's the two strongest ones, and the other ones are like, eh.
I think the Ezra one's stronger because if he is a severed body and he's already a scarred body, it harkens back to Vader. It's Vader-esque.
Yeah.
Being someone who's messed up. It's Maul-esque, someone who's severed.
Yeah. But
it's this, and then old being like the Emperor. So it's like all these Sith Lords, the ideas of them just thrown in.
Well, how would you explain the part where
somebody's not a Sith Lord?
Yeah, how would you explain the part where somebody said that Snoke has been around before the Empire or something? Is that true, or did we just...
No. That's the theory, is that he's from the Old Republic. That's the same theory as that.
Oh, it's never been confirmed that he's been around before the Empire?
No, it hasn't. It's just a theory. It's just a theory.
I thought, okay. So, and we also need to read those comic books that kind of, I don't know if they explain anything.
It's Marvel's new entire line of the Star Wars things where that's all canon now.
Yeah, we need to read those and see if we're in line with some of the facts from those. Okay, well.
Remember to like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Evil.